Well, good evening and a warm welcome to you wherever you're watching us around the world. This is Superscreen News at 6, broadcasting to you live from Lagos. I am Olamide Onka. President Muhammadu Buhari has appointed Festus SAN as the Director of Strategic Communications for his 2019 presidential campaign. By this appointment, Keyamo becomes the official spokesperson for President Buhari's campaign for the 2019 polls. The letter informing him of the appointment was signed by the Minister of Transportation, Rotimi Amechi, who also doubled as the Director General, President Muhammadu Buhari Campaign Organization. President Muhammadu Buhari says he is not preoccupied with the 2019 election, in which he has indicated interest to run for a second term. In a statement by Special Advisor on Media and Publicity, Femi Adesina, according to the president, they campaigned on three major issues, which includes securing the country, to revive the economy, and fight corruption. President Buhari told British Prime Minister Theresa May that he is more concerned about his administration's three-point program rather than on the forthcoming elections. All Progressives Congress members, APC, from Delta State have taken a swipe at the Senate President Bukola Saraki over the suspension of the senator representing Delta Central, Ovie Omoagege. You will recall that the Delta senator had been suspended following his role in the amendment of 2019 electoral sequence. The leader of the team, Great Agboro, at the ongoing press briefing, told journalists that the senator has no mandate to suspend a fellow colleague for airing his views at the Red Chamber. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has sworn in 7 new resident electoral commissioners, bringing the total number of serving recs in the commission to 33. Performing the ceremony in Abuja, INEC Chairman Mahmoud Yakubu expressed confidence that the new recs will contribute to the Commission's determination to make 2019 general elections the best in the country. The INEC chairman reassured newly registered voters and the ongoing nationwide continuous voters registration of getting their permanent voters cards before the 2019 general elections. Yakubu also reassured the public and those who applied for replacement of their PVCs that their cards will be available for collection before the 2019 general elections. The People's Democratic Party, PDP, in Edo State has constituted a 10-member committee to help raise its membership from the grassroots ahead of the 2019 general elections. The committee, headed by Pastor Emmanuel Agege, is to garner support for the PDP and woo many people into the party. The PDP chairman in the state, Dan Obe, said members of the committee were carefully selected because of their ability to win new members into the party. Obe urged the committee members to work with existing structures of the party across the state. He also tasked the committee to boost the party members across the state. The National Youth Service Corps, NYSC, has concluded plans to welcome at least 2,500 Corps members to Lagos State for the 2018 Batch A orientation. The state coordinator of NYSC, Mohammed Momo, made this known to journalists in Lagos State. Momo said the camp is opening on April 19 and will end on May the 12th. The coordinator also said they have perfected arrangements with security agencies and community leaders to maintain security in the camp. Momo appealed to the incoming Corps members to be law-abiding and security-conscious in their daily endeavors. Meanwhile, the police in Borno State has arrested a female suicide bomber identified as Zara Idris near an internally displaced camp in Bakassi, Maiduguri. The police public relations officer, Edet Okon, said the suspect, who was successfully arrested before detonating the bomb near the IDP camp, is currently in police custody. He said on sighting the bomber, conventional policemen alongside their EOD counterparts swung into action and cordoned off the area to prevent escape of the bomber into the city. The Commissioner of Police in Borno State has asked members of the public to go about their activities without fear and to promptly report any suspicious movement around them to the police or other security agencies. Now, the Joint Health Sector Unions, JOHESU, has announced an indefinite strike, paralyzing activities in all health institutions across the country. According to JOHESU, all federal government health institutions in Nigeria, including federal medical centers, specialist hospitals, orthopedic hospitals, psychiatric hospitals, amongst others, will be the first to shut down. The National Vice Chairman of JOHESU, Chima, who disclosed this, said if the government allows the strike to continue after 2 weeks, all the states and local government health centers will follow suit. Chima said the strike will commence from midnight on Tuesday. You will recall that JOHESU had embarked on a nationwide strike last September to protest, amongst other issues, salary adjustments, promotion arrears, and improved work environments for its members. On the 9th day of the strike, JOHESU struck a deal with government which is yet to meet its demand. We'll take a break now. When we return, we'll take the latest in the business world. Stay with us. Welcome back, and now for some business stories. The Senate has invited the Minister of Finance, Kemi Adeosun, the Minister of Defense, Brigadier General Mansour Dan Ali, retired, and Governor of Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele, over alleged illegal withdrawal of $462 million from the Consolidated Revenue account. The money is said to have been withdrawn and paid to an American firm for the purchase of helicopters. However, it is alleged that it was done with the approval of the National Assembly. The Deputy President of the Senate, Ike Ekweremadu, who presided over the plenary, put the request to voice, and it was unanimously granted by the members. Ekweremadu referred the matter to the Committee on Appropriations, asking it to invite the ministers and the CBN governor. At the plenary today, Senator Samuel Anyanwu, representing PDP Imo East, raised a point of order alleging that Section 80, Subsection 2 and Subsection 3 of the 1999 Constitution had been breached.
I have it in good authority, Mr. President, that is March 2018, from the federal account, a whopping sum of $462 million was withdrawn and paid for helicopters to an American firm called Helicopter Techno Fight Helicopters. And this without the approval of the National Assembly. I've been in the Senate, Mr. President, and I know there was no time, there was any request from this Senate for any such withdrawal from the Consolidated Revenue account fund of the Federation. I therefore, Mr. President, as a citizen senator of this place, I want to find out how this thing was done. So I will request and suggest that we invite the CBN governor, the Minister for Finance, and of course, Minister for Defense to tell us how this money was withdrawn and paid to an American company, a whopping sum of $462 million without the approval of the Senate. I so move, Mr. President. Those in support that this matter be referred to Appropriation Committee to report back in 1 week, say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. So the Appropriation Committee should invite the three of them, the Minister of Finance, CBN Governor, and the Minister of Defense, to throw more light on the release.
The Nigerian Customs Service has seized 48 vehicles with duty paid value of 196.7 million naira in Sokoto State. The area controller in charge of Sokoto, Kebbi, Zamfara State, Area Command Nasir Ahmed, made the disclosure to journalists on the success recorded by the command in the first quarter of 2018. The NTS, based on credible intelligence on Wednesday, April 12th, with the assistance of the 1 Brigade Nigerian Army in an operation, discovered a location in Sokoto where several vehicles are stored. These vehicles, suspended to be smuggled into the country, were stored at Ruganwaru area of Sokoto State. Ahmed said officers of NCS, acting under the Customs and Excise Management Act, Cap 45, the laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2014, during a raid, discovered the 48 vehicles. He said the vehicles were immediately moved from the location and deposited at the NCS headquarters in Sokoto State. Ahmed also said the command in the first quarter 298 bags of 50 kilogram and 23 bags of 25 kilograms of rice with duty paid value of 41.3 million was recovered. A non-governmental organization in Port Harcourt has taken the initiative of giving grants to businesses and uplift the people in River State. Coordinator of the group, Eugene Onyeze, advised the people to apply for grants and be consistent in their businesses, as well as build transparent enterprises that will create steady supply of products in the country.
Many people, money entered to their hands, but their inability to manage it makes them to be a failure. So it is very, very necessary we are faithful to our business. When you are running your business, you must be faithful.
Some beneficiaries who spoke to journalists appreciated the grants and promised to use the money effectively and judiciously to grow their businesses in River State.
The truth about the matter is that if you don't have any plan, that is where you have problem when you have money. Already we have a plan. The only thing we were looking at at the time is the money to carry. Out our project and our plan. We've been looking for where we can be able to get.
We have a lot of plantations. My father has been training us on how to farm, into yam, a lot of farms, vegetables, all kinds of farming. So I enjoy farming. So I'm so happy for this grant, and I have a land already for this project. So if it comes up, the grant comes up, I'll go fully on cassava farming.
We'll be one of the producing company, cosmetics and bottled water, where I have planned it on my own. But by the grace of God, in as much as this money comes in, I've planned for it, and I hope that from this God will make a change in my life and
The NGO, however, appealed to the participants to be faithful, accountable, and invest their time and energy in growing their businesses together with their team. The federal government is currently investigating 28 of its ministries, departments, and agencies, MDAs, over allegations of contract inflation and conversion of government assets to personal use. The Director, Special Projects Ministry of Finance, Mohammed Dikwa, confirmed this in a presentation at an evaluation workshop on the whistleblower policy and asset tracing team organized by the Presidential Advisory Committee Against Corruption. The purpose of the workshop is to initiate a discussion on how to improve the implementation of the policy in accordance with global best practices. The presentation, made available to journalists, Dikwa said 791 investigations are being carried out by the whistleblower unit of the federal government. Now, report says the country's power grid has collapsed twice in the past 5 days. Electricity generation figures obtained from the Federal Ministry of Power, Works and Housing in Abuja showed the grid recorded partial collapses on April 12 and 14th of 2018. According to the report, generated power on the grid has dropped from a high of 3,946.5 megawatts on April 11th to as low as 351.3 megawatts on April 12, which is the lowest quantum of grid electricity recorded in the past 2 months. Further findings showed the power generation remained in a partially collapsed state as it only moved up marginally from 351.3 megawatts recorded on April 11th to 596 megawatts on April 14th. Electricity on the grid eventually rose, however, to 3,500 megawatts on April 15th. Still talking business, the Nigerian Union of Air Transport Employees, NUATE, says it will embark on an industrial action